Writing stories for my followers, part 60. Welcome to my series where I write my commenters as if they were characters in my upcoming story, Glassheart. Stage, I took a look at your profile and also at your DeviantArt. And this is what I wrote for you, and I hope you enjoy it. Soul of an artist and heart of a warrior. From a young age, you have looked out your window up at the marvel that is Second Sister, a city full of artisans, that even the light that shines in the buildings at night are beautiful, as if the Kothor captured the falling stars to illuminate their homes. You grew up wanting to live in that city, to work with those masters of the arts. Your family had other plans. As a child of a peacekeeper, there were certain expectations. You were raised to one day pick up the spear, a duty you took serious, spending your days training so that when you became an adult, you were ready to protect your people. It was the nights that gave you time to pursue your other passion. Under the dazzling lights of Second Sister, you dreamed of being an artisan, practicing charcoal drawings of Gallery and the Goros that nest in the alleyway. You also like to draw creatures you've never seen before. Imagining what a Stromhorn looks like fills up many of your pages. Each year, the Artisans Guild holds an aptitude test up in Second Sister. It has been a dream for quite some time to participate only if you had the shims to do so. Peacekeepers don't make many shims, but if you're smart with your money, you should be able to attend next year. Your duties aren't that bad most days. Children of the city even visit you to ask for a picture. After a long year, the day of the test finally arrives. The trek across the bridge to Second Sister is nerve-wracking. Your life could change this day. If all goes well, you would get to live in the city that you've dreamt about. You bring the best you have to offer, the drawings you've spent countless nights pouring your soul into. The Kothor look at them over and inform you have not passed. Kothor art is about precision and function. Your style is expressive. Focus on bringing emotion and impression to the piece. In short, your art is too human for their liking. You return home disheartened. Your dreams of living in the Second Sister shattered like so much impure glass. As you get to your door, a child runs up to you and asks for a picture. They missed you on patrol and was waiting for you here. You hand them one from your bag, and they smile as they take it and tell you how much they love it. Maybe being human isn't so bad. Stories for my followers, part 61. No books were harmed in the making of this video. Welcome to my series where I write my commenters as if they were characters in my upcoming story, Glassheart. Freco, I took a look at your profile. This is what I have for you, and I hope you enjoy it. Sometimes stories are better than reality. Kothor society is grounded in reality and mathematics. Everything they do reflects the world as it is. From the apparati they build to the art they create, precision takes precedent. As a longtime guild member, you carry this belief for decades, pursuing perfection in your art to get each detail correct. The work brings you esteem, notoriety, but no glow. No matter how precise a piece you create, not once have your veins ever sung to you. For all their shortcomings, if you had to give humans credit for one thing, humans can tell a good story. Scholars believe that due to a short lifespan, humans adapted telling fanciful tales as a way to pass down important lessons to future generations. A creative way to expand the world around them. The library contains many of these stories, scholars keeping records for any historical importance they may have. You pore over these stories, trying to imagine the fantastical creatures and events of these tales. Years of making art the Kothor way prevent you from fully visualizing what's in these stories. You need to see it for yourself. Clay is a plentiful resource, and you go about sculpting the creatures you read about. It's frustrating work, nothing to examine, no reference. Half the sculpture is guesswork, a very un-Kothor-like piece, but for just a moment, you believe you can hear your veins singing to you. It's like a splash of cold water on a hot day. A fire is lit under you to make other pieces from these stories. Each work of art lets you feel as if you're part of these tales, a part of something bigger than yourself. When you go to share your work with the guild, they scoff at you, ask you if you're ill. Some believe these pieces to be an attempt at humor. With respect for one of your talents, they ask you to abandon this project, to return to truth and not flights of human insanity. The world is what it is, and anything less tarnishes the reputation of the Kothor. The harsh reality of their words set in. It isn't about who you are. It has always been what you can do. Maybe it's time to start writing your own story. Stories for My Followers, Part 62. You might want to stay to the end of this one. Welcome to my series where I write my commenters as if they were characters in my upcoming story, Glassheart. Dawes, I took a look at your profile. This is what I have for you, and I do hope you enjoy it. There is a fine line between dreams and nightmares. As captain of an airship, it is your responsibility for getting cargo safely from the mining camps to the smelters of Second Sister. From copper to Glassheart, you and your crew work tirelessly to ensure a safe delivery. Pirates are a constant threat to you and your ship, and you need to always be vigilant. Being the only electee on board does come with its drawbacks. The Kothor are not much for conversations, sticking to their engine rooms and speaking only on occasion. At least on your off shift, you can enter Mirage and spend time with the family. It was on a return trip from a copper mine that it all went south. A dune sail jumped out of nowhere. On a good day, your ship cannot outrun any of those. This time, heavy with ore, your ship is a canard in a worm pit. Your only option was to stand and fight. The battle was brutal, with many of your crew losing their lives and you wounded, a spear through the gut. With all that, you still came out victorious. As the dune sail falls from the sky, you spit out a curse. Having only a skeleton crew means the trek back to Dolrim is a Goros pace. You patch yourself up as best you can, but the pain is unbearable. Just moving around makes you want to throw up. Your Kothor attendant suggests that the best medicine is rest, and in that rest you find your escape, Mirage. While dreaming, you can be separate from your physical body, be away from the pain. You take this opportunity to report what happened. A nocturne takes your report and thanks you for your service to the Trinity. They tell you to hang in there, help is on the way, and to avail yourself of everything Mirage has to offer. After that, the trip to Dolrim goes by quickly, you spending your time in Mirage, playing games, speaking with family, and enjoying a pain-free existence. The dreamscape is pretty much paradise, a blissful escape. When you make it home, the call of Mirage seems to have a hold on you in the waking world. You can't explain why, but you find yourself drawn to that place, almost craving. One night you fall asleep, ready for your next adventure, only to find yourself in a blank void. No matter what you do, you can't escape. You can't wake up. Finally, a tapping noise rouses you from your slumber. You wake up in a pod, someone tapping on the glass. Manasa smiles at you. "Sleep for me," she says. "Sleep and dream." And then all goes black. Stories from My Followers, Part 63. In researching for this story, I found out that your birthday's coming up, so happy birthday. Welcome to my series where I write my commenters as if they were characters in my upcoming story, Glassheart. Bree, I took a look at your profile, and I hope I did your story some justice. It is our choices that define us, not our circumstances. Who would have thought that a stray piece of glass would turn your world upside down? People die in Third Sister every day, a byproduct of the warring gangs vying for territory. Most believe that dead glass is indestructible, and that's mostly true, except when it's heated. Some Kothor gang singer was experimenting transmuting dead glass into crimson. The resulting explosion destroyed the building and sent shrapnel across the block. One of those bits of searing glass struck you. If you hadn't crawled from your apartment, it would have probably meant the end for you. A friend found you laying in the street and carried you to the nearest healer. The moment they moved you, you felt that something was off. As they carried you through the streets, you knew what the healer would say, because no matter how hard they held you, you couldn't feel any of it. After the healer examined you, your fears were confirmed. They told your friend that they could try to remove the shard from you, but you would probably die on the table. It was in the way that this person talked about you, like you weren't even in the room, that ignited a fire within you. If your future was the topic for discussion, then you were damn well going to be part of the conversation. Do what you told them. You may as well take your chances. After the surgery, you weren't out of the sand pits yet. Not everything worked as it should, and what feeling returned came with a constant burning pain. Each day you had to wake up and make the choice to move forward. Recovery was slow, relearning how to walk was excruciating, but you persevered. You had a life worth living to get back to. After you had come so far, your hand still hadn't recovered. Not only does this keep you from finding steady work, but the simple act of holding is a struggle. Luckily, there's a way around that. You get everything of value you can and make your way to Second Sister. The peacekeeper on the bridge is friendly to your calls and offers to help navigate the city. After several rejections and much haggling, you find a singer willing to hook you up with 2 spitas glyphs on the back of each of your hand. Now anything that you touch can be moved freely around you. You still can't feel anything, but is a step in the right direction. One of many more in this journey we call life.